Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, one of your hosts. Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, and with me
Is the other host.
is the other host, as in every Saturday night, except for the one time I was joined by my niece, Shannon.
Yeah. Well, I was too
for-
busy downstairs socializing.
Yeah, Date was
It was
being the
Christmas
social
Day.
butterfly. We had Shannon stand in for Rach, but
What was that, 2 years ago?
it could be. Yeah, I don't think it was last year.
21.
We had a certain troll that we weren't immunized against. So remember, kids, get your troll immunization, your COVID troll shot. Don't forget a booster. Oh God.
And another booster.
And another booster. Boost yourself. Get one of those kiddie chairs that you can put on a chair. Get a booster and get yourself up. I'm a little punch drunk, yes indeed. No, I'm totally sober. But it is, as Tammy points out, Christmas Eve, which or yeah. Oh well, Lannister. Are we? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Lannister, yeah.
Yes, just like Game of Thrones. He's a Lannister. He could be a short one, but he's a Lannister. Shadow, good to see you, man. Always good to see you. So, we hit a few milestones this week. Yesterday was 2 weeks of radiation for Rachie, and she still has not turned into the Amazing Spider-Man, the Incredible Hulk.
I still don't have my powers. So, of course, I'll be talking about that with the doctor on Wednesday.
I want a refund with my monies.
I'll definitely ask my techs on Tuesday, because we don't have it Monday. I'll ask my techs on Tuesday. Are you sure we're doing it right?
No special Santa Claus radiation?
No.
Oh my!
But maybe am I just extra glowy?
You get extra glow, Rach, but that's because you shined up beforehand.
I'll put on some moisturizer because I'm sitting by here. I don't want my skin to dry out.
So Tammy wants to know how many more, Rach.
10 more.
So it's 20?
20 altogether, yeah.
20.
They said 19 initially, but then like when they put the itinerary together, it's actually 20.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're giving you a bonus.
So I guess there's 16 of the
regular,
the whole breast radiation, and then I guess 4 of the lumpectomy bed that are separate.
Oh, so this is the stuff that they would have put onto your last 4.
Yes, these are the 4 boosters.
The 4
boosters.
Boosters.
Yeah.
Don't forget your boosters, kiddies. Tell your parents,
because they're lower grades. You know, like it's a lower dosage of the radiation.
Shadow and Son, Jackie and I are looking forward to hanging out with you two next week.
Awesome.
So for anybody who wasn't here last week, we decided that New Year's Eve, we're going to do a live on New Year's Eve. Probably go live around 11. I think we're thinking 11:30. We'll settle this out.
I might even drink a champagne.
Oh, you better drink a champagne. You better drink.
I haven't been drinking.
No,
because I didn't feel like messing around with like a level 1 carcinogen. So I was like, let me just not play with that for a little while, But they do say, oh, you can have fun, but then I often I'll be like, okay, I can have fun. I can have many.
I can have many. So, folks,
yes, this is so beautiful. I love that teapot. Right.
So this is going to be, I believe, we're going to do a soft launch. I wanted to, but hold on, we'll wait a little bit because I think we're the what do you call it? Not the birthday boy, but the man of the hour that I'd like to thank. I haven't seen him pop up in
right,
the
chat.
Our guest of honor,
contributor, yeah.
Well, we have something to show off. It's pretty exciting. There we. Oh, there. Soft launch. Yes, there we go. Thank you, Don. Soft launch. Vic. Thank you. So, um, here, here. Let me do a soft launch for you folks, because this has been something that honestly, I was talking with Rach about, and I'm getting overclamped.
Well, we didn't know how to make it go, like
No, we didn't.
technically.
Yep.
Like, you don't need help to like know what to do to put things in there.
Yeah.
Which of course someone's like, hey, why isn't it working? And so he'll come and help.
So, as you can see, Gamers Health, thanks to the wonderful workmanship of Don Samora with Tower Games,
It looks so nice.
we have a website. It has forums. We've got links. This is something that, again, 3 years ago, after my third hospitalization, been that long. This is something that I was like, Rach, I really want to do this. I really think that Gamers Health, we should really get a website together. And like, can you do it? I'm like, sure. I'm like, but Don literally took this upon himself to put this together, and it is uh, a work of love.
Yes.
It really, really is. So,
Oh, we could have a section in it for like recipes and stuff.
oh yeah,
Like,
no, we can do recipes.
when I start making those smoothies, I've been looking at a book like for they're basically smoothies that help, that
Or anti-cancer.
incorporate anti-cancer foods like fruits and vegetables. So there's a lot of research that shows like different fruits to, especially fruits, to have anti-cancer properties. And of course, like, you're encouraged to get like your 5 a day, your 5 fruit and veg. And so these smoothies make it a lot easier for people to do that, like especially when they're in cancer treatment. So but then also, as a preventative, if someone says, oh, maybe I don't want to have breast cancer or any other kind of cancer, let me check out these shakes, let me check out these smoothies. So we could put pictures and some recipes of those.
Yeah.
um
Show you some updates when we start harvesting like tomatoes and strawberries from our peppers
some of those
and
recipes
gardein.
for the salads.
Um,
And how to use the herbs, because these smoothies also incorporate herbs too.
So there's a page here with helpful links, and when the forum goes live, we'll probably put a section up where you can add other links that you think will be helpful for the community. We'll go through them, and ones that are appropriate, we'll add.
Yeah.
You have a little bit of about Rach and I, Tom, Tammy, Don, and Tina, because this is really
so sweet. I love the pictures.
This is really a group effort, but for this to thrive and survive, it's going to require the effort from all of you too, just to participate. And this is the way we can keep. My nose is running, not because I'm overclamped, folks. Trust me.
Could you pass me one too?
Oh, now she wants a tissue. Here's take your tissue.
Thank you.
But
very much. It's only a piece of a tissue.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, but it's big enough. I don't have that big of a nose.
But it is something that will allow us to communicate throughout the week, in between stuff, and make announcements if there's something special going on, and just to be able to communicate and support each other. And I think this is
right. And
awesome.
people can also use it too to write about their own experience with certain things, and just being able to share our own experiences is something that's really healing. This is like, Eric was talking last week about how, just being able to be heard or be able to say certain things or just write certain things, and
the process
just
itself
having
can
other
be
people
healing.
understand. Yes.
On the main page, if you scroll down, all right, let me do that. See, I'm still learning it. Oh, so why do we do what we do? This site, why this website? community, um, reach out, conduit for change. I mean, confidential. This is listen. This is from us, but it is for everyone.
It's
Okay.
for us all.
Oh
Like,
yeah, it's
as a
for this.
community. It's for
Yeah,
us, it's for you. It's, you know, we need each other in this.
Big Vic oil of oregano. Eric and Rach. It will help with the cold. Hmm.
Mm.
We should. We
I
should.
love oregano. I
Rach loves her spices or herbs or herbs
do.
or
I do.
herbs.
I definitely do.
She certainly does. So again, this is the unannouncement announcement. I mean, it's been going on behind the scenes for the last week or so, and I am man enough to admit when Don told me he was doing this, I was like, "You serious? Really?" And then he showed it to me, and I told Don, "Dude, I'm crying." He goes, "What?" No, and literally, it was tears of
Yeah,
joy.
he was crying.
And I was choked up. I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Rage.
Yeah, he was like, this is it. This is what we've been wanting to do. Yeah, but he just had the skills to be able to like make a website.
Yes. So it is a beautiful thing. We'll be talking
And
more
that's
about
it.
it in the new year. It's going to be I think, probably a huge push just to bring this part of the community further together.
Mm-hmm.
Don, you both humble me with how kind you both are, and have always been. Don, we're just speaking simple truth, and sometimes simple truth it can be humbling,
Yeah.
right? And it is amazing how that works, right? And it's amazing. Listen, one of the things, and I know people are going to be offended when I say this one word, but here's the thing: in theory, it works. It just breaks down when you put it into numbers of the size of, I don't know, cities, states, countries, continents. When you deal with a large population,
Mm-hmm.
but the idea of communism, from each according to their ability, to each according to their needs, is not a bad idea on the level of what we are. Okay, on a community level, it is certainly something that makes a lot of sense. It just
Yes.
doesn't work as the numbers get exponentially large. But on
Is
this
that
level,
what it is, or is it more
and
that
also there's no
like
profit.
people's desires kind of get in the
People's
way?
desires get in the way,
Yeah.
and
Like if you can keep it pure, it's great.
right,
But it
and
never gets to stay
right,
pure.
and there's no desire to profit off it or anything
Yeah.
like that. So it'll become something that we can all experience together. We can all
Yeah.
do together. We can all benefit from. And honestly, we have Don to thank for that. And thank you, Don. And we're gonna get on. We're gonna get on to thanking other people as the episode goes a little bit further. Trust me. May surprise some of you who we actually thank. Surprised me when I started thinking about the topic for tonight. But no, of course, no. Pure communism works about as good as pure evil or pure good. Nothing exists in a
Yeah.
pure sense.
That's true. That's quite true.
But this was something that was done from the kindness of Don's heart for the community, and you
Well,
can't.
that's the thing. Just for us to be in service of each other,
Yeah.
like the whole concept of service, it's common to like most religions that I know of, and any sort of spiritual wellness. It's service is like one of the underpinnings.
So, few quick updates. Like I cleared off my medical calendar, but I still got to make a phone call next week to my podiatrist to bounce that from the second, or no, or the third. It might be the third. I think the second I have a later doctor's appointment, which I can make. But the podiatrist appointment is right there with Rachel's appointment, so we're gonna have to move things around.
Yeah, I have to do the same with primary care.
Yeah. Tammy, I'm just beside myself. This is just a testament to the mission you started with this weekly live in a community that gathered around you to give and get. Yes, it's amazing, and I really do. I do. I am floored. RPG Grandma, taking care of each other is a very human thing to do.
Yeah.
The Oak of Antioch. Let us thank Lord, yes, Lord Zeno and Princess Xena, because you gotta love Xena. The true reasons for the season. Happy Zeno Day,
What is
Eric.
it?
Zeno Day as opposed to Christmas Day. As opposed to Christmas. Thank you, Elk. Big Vic. Don just needs more tofu recipes. Maybe not, but we're gonna. I know it's.
Well, in moderation, you could get it from the Thai place. They make it good.
Oh, Grumpy Grandma. She's like, I'm a vegetarian, so I spent a few years vegetarian. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna definitely have a recipe section.
And honestly, like,
yeah,
vegetarian recipes and meals.
I'll reach you some vegetarian meals.
Yeah, they some of them are the most banging meals that we get from Factor. You know, like they're like, you know, some of the best things going. You know, surprisingly to me, because I'm like more meat, cheese, bacon kind of person that can't really mess with bacon anymore much, but
Please,
I will for Christmas.
We're gonna get some bacon jerky next trip to the Stop and Shop, and they'll be like,
No.
"What do you mean no?
You can have it."
He won't say no. I'll be like the devil. Rachel, you know you want the bacon. You know you want it. No. Yeah, you know you want the bacon. The bacon calls out to you. It speaks to you. But and I said this before. I dated a girl for a number of years when I was in my 20s, and she turned vegetarian. But even when she turned vegetarian, we had to go to this one diner in Manhattan, Cozy Soup and Burger, at least once a month for a bacon cheeseburger.
But you know, I guess that's how the ancestors did it. You know, like they didn't have meat all the time. It wasn't always readily available. Like the whatever the meat creature that was coming through that they had to kill for it. It wasn't always their time to be coming through. You know, to get killed. So
I'm sorry.
They didn't have it all the time. You know, so some people like we have friends that are plant based, but they will indulge in meat every now and again.
I was just gonna say, my early diet in the time of the 70s. I was born in the late 60s, but my childhood formation was in the 70s, and times were tight, you know, and inflation. I remember my mother going down to the store and bitching and complaining about the price of peas went up a penny.
Oh, wow.
Oh, because she would remember that was a huge, you know, price jump. A penny was a price jump back then. And
well, yeah, late 70s were hard, man.
So like I still can enjoy a bad box of macaroni and cheese, you know, that shelf watery.
Oh, I can't.
But I can still enjoy it despite the fact that probably at least 2 meals a week were macaroni white box. This is when white box was. I'm not talking about the D&D white box. I'm talking about white box. No frills. White box mac and cheese with peas. Frozen if you were lucky. Canned if you were not. So
I don't know. I didn't think that there was. I guess there were boxes, but like there was macaroni and cheese stuff, but it wasn't like the craft like it is now. You know?
No, it was
like a family size thing.
Okay. Mario, Evil DM. Merry Christmas to you, Sue. So, yeah, I have. Mario is a good Mario. This is a Mario. This is if you know the Star Trek episode with well, it's actually two that kind of have the same thing, but you had the world where everybody was like gray on one side, white on one side, and black on the other, and if it was reversed, then they were racist to each other. Well, this is the opposite Mario. This isn't the Mario that may or may not have come up in any kind of court documents. This is not that Mario. This mocks that Mario.
Oh,
It
we
mocks,
like that.
It mocks that Mario, and it mocks somebody else. A very large presence. Who got upset when I mentioned that they were a large presence?
Oh, I don't know.
Somebody
Oh!
Somebody who was. It's a double mock, Rach. It's a double mock.
I love it. That's friggin' great.
And now you see, sometimes you have to explain the joke, and when you explain the joke to Lucy, then it loses.
She said, "Oh."
I'm not saying that I'm not Ricky Ricardo. This is not my wife Lucy, but if it was, I'd have to explain the joke to you. I explained the joke to you. Okay, just making sure.
Now I'm sitting there going, "No."
Yeah, Tammy, you love mac and cheese and peas as a comfort food for your children.
No,
I'll take the mac and cheese.
My mom used to put the peas, but they always ended up under the plate crushed.
I used to put the peas into my chair. It was one of those vinyl chairs.
Oh, I had a rip in it.
I had a rip in it. My chair was getting lumpy. I was putting so much. So then what I had a small. House was built in 1905. It's got these cast iron radiators, and there was a small one in the kitchen right next to my seat. I always scorched myself on it.
It must have stank.
Well, I would the food got cooked pretty quickly, so it was like dried out pretty quickly. But I would put food into the radiator, and my mother found that out. So the solution was, God bless my parents, they had the radiator removed. Oh my God. So Big Vic, thrift store finds. Tom, I still enjoy chicken flavor rice aroni with Spam.
I don't think I had that.
No. Mac and cheese and frozen meatballs. Oh, see, now that would have been quality living when I was a kid.
My mom used to make that. There were little meatballs, and then she would do the cut up hot dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. We would get one hot dog cut up to feed 4 people. It was just enough to add flavor. You think I cut some of the cheese we snack on at night pretty thin and into small pieces? Trust me, it was being used to flavor.
Oh, no, it was. I think we probably got a hot dog each.
I doubt it. If I think hot dog each, man, I wanted the hot dog as its own. Grandma. Also, everyone should have a couple of real good books on nutrition and read them. Mine are vegetarian gear, but they are good science-based ones.
Yes.
That way you learn how to prepare nutritional meals. And listen,
that's what I'm loving about this smoothie book, Grandma, because it has it puts the recipe and then it cites the research studies after each recipe that you can find. Okay, these are the items that cause this, and these are the items that cause that, and it's pretty cool.
With the Tower, Don, mac and cheese with ground beef in it. I've had that. That's not bad. We got that when the money kind of loosened up just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we were never deprived. You never went home. You never went hungry. But you cut where you could because you had to stretch that dollar. You literally were stretching the dollar back then. Tammy, oh my gosh, laugh out loud. They're so funny. Imagine finding that green ooze. I had another place where I hid peas, which was directly up my nose.
No.
Yes, and my uncle, I don't know how old I was. I was probably 3. and my uncle's goes to my mother, goes, Loie? She's like, yeah. Can you watch Eric with me? She's like, why? And I'm there sitting at the table going, bloop. I'm stacking them in my nose.
Did you have to go to the emergency room to get it out?
No, because they were going in, and I guess they were coming down, and then I was coughing them up.
Oh.
It's like,
Yeah, I never really.
this isn't
dug
why I tuned in.
peas.
This isn't why I tuned in for Gamer's Health.
Yeah, somehow I never really dug peas, so I would just crush them under my plate.
It's like they'll never notice that.
They'll never notice, and whatever. Then it won't even be a point because they're crushed anyway, and I won't have to eat it.
Yeah, I mean that's why we're enjoying our Gardein. I mean, we're probably gonna have to harvest lettuce soon. It's getting insanely large. I just had to prune some of the cilantro.
Yeah.
Got a lot. Tomatoes still have to start to ripen. I think they're all going to start to ripen at the same time. By my guesstimate, we've got about 10 strawberries coming of different sizes. Peppers, I think we have 4 sweet and 4 or 5 jalapeno. So it's just.
Well, I guess we'll see if they've been cross-pollinating.
Yeah. And we'll be like, oh my God, these are very spicy, hot, sweet peppers. I can't handle the hot in my sweet. Big Vic, when you're feeding 4 teenage boys, you need to toss in some meat to keep them full.
Oh, yeah.
Up to your grandma, how to stretch the food. Lots of hidden vegetables in the ground beef or meat substitute. Yep, certainly. And a lot of beans for protein. I'm not talking about, the cowboy beans. I'm just talking about kidney beans, finding ways to get them put into meals, like a good chili.
I mean, we do it with black beans now because
salad,
I found out about their properties that they have to fight cancer. So, we put it in the salad.
Tammy, so my 3 children are here for Christmas. I was ready to make any request. They wanted a thing called Simply Burger, Peas, and Rice mixed together with some seasoning, born out of the college days. Interesting.
Aww.
Or your grandma, sounds like a lot like tuna, peas, and rice. Tom, Boy Scouts had a recipe called garbage: a package of mac and cheese, 1 jar of tomato sauce, 1 package shredded cheese. The boys loved making it and eating it and making jokes at the same time. Up to grandma, I will have to send you guys my fried tomato fritter recipe.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
It does, actually. Excuse me. I'm not verklempt. I've just got bad sinuses. So, for those that don't realize this, Rachel and I like sleeping in. So, and thank God, Rach does not have an early appointment during the week. Her appointment time is 11:30. Only thing is, we have to drive out to Long Island to get there, which my watch is no longer treating as if it's a peaceful sleep for me. Thank God, I'm the one driving. But today was a day to sleep in, and I still woke up at 9:30.
I slept.
Yes, John. That Boy Scout garbage does sound pretty good, actually.
It does.
Now, I am experimenting today with streaming to X/Twitter. So we shall see if we pick up anybody that way. If not, no big deal. But again, going into 2024, I am trying to do things a little bit differently, not just on Saturday nights, but throughout the week. Make this channel more accessible. I mean,
cool.
There will be a bonus video later on tonight because I got to get it in before Christmas sets in. Because it's not going to be a feel good video. It's going to be responding to it.
So this is
it's responding to an asshole.
What have you done?
But I figured I'd get it up tonight. But what I found interesting about this person who's a total putz, and it's not somebody with a total bizarre and like antisocial weirdness that was a putz to Don today. I mean, that's just I'm not gonna label anything. I'm not a medical expert, but if I was still working, I would be like, emotionally disturbed. Send a bus, ambulance for those civilians out there.
80 case.
Non-violent EDP, central guys. It doesn't exist. If they're EDP, Not
He
any.
wants to go. He's open to going. So he's non-violent.
Just let him go. He's
yeah, he used to be like, don't call him that.
But in any case, I'm going to be responding to somebody who, by the way, apparently labeled me the leader of the OSR. I was stunned. Stunned.
Are you the pack leader?
I'm the pack leader. You got to be a pack leader with your dog. You have to be pack leader. And with your
with
cat.
this individual.
With,
Oh
with,
my god.
and with your cats, maybe. Don, raising my daughters as a single dad many years ago.
Aww.
Kraft mac and cheese, canned biscuits, and chicken nuggets, and green beans was a filling dinner, and the kids loved it.
Oh my god, those biscuits would have been just get out the jelly. We're good.
What I love most about the biscuits, if you take that thing, you start opening up, and then it goes.
Oh, that used to scare the shit out of me. I would like be in anticipation, shaking as I was like opening the package.
Oh my god. Vic made the mistake of buying ramen I never bought before. I should have put in the dried pepper packet, but my head cold went away. Oh, I shouldn't have put in the dried pepper packet.
Ooh.
But my head cold went away after a few hours. Tom and Tammy being cute to each other.
No,
Rachel and I are the same way. So I'm allowed to joke about it. John Miller, I'm on a carnivore diet for health reasons.
Okay.
It makes eating out holiday meals difficult.
Yeah, I'm
Meat
sure.
has a lot of nutrients and it can be very healthy, especially unprocessed like ground beef, steak, etc. Good quality meat is healthy. It's RPG Grandma. Tom, I've cut back on the pork and red meat and shellfish for health reasons.
That's good.
But sometimes a boy just has to have bacon. Bacon! Mario and RPG, violence is king and negotiation the queen. They certainly work hand in hand. So I guess we're at the halfway mark, Rachie.
Oh.
It's the halfway mark.
So we're going to jump into the topic.
As my throat gets all verklempt with phlegm. Give me bacon or give me death? Yes. Yes, Vic. Oh, by the way, the Walmart brand bacon jerky.
Don't get it. It's don't fatty, nasty.
Yeah, chunky. No. This is like, okay, this didn't pass the Jack Ling's test.
No, if you bite it and you have to.
Yeah, it's like
fight with it.
Yeah,
that's not what you want.
No, not at those prices.
Yeah,
Jack Ling.
I don't want it. No.
So, what are we going to talk about today? Well, we're talking about the blessings of unintended consequences, and it's kind of like living life with the half glass full and glass half empty type of deal on the surface. Because now, when I was in high school, I was the asshole in everybody's like signature book, that little blue or black gray book that you sign. People's like roses are red, violets are blue, and I hate you, or something like that. It's like, for me, it was, the optimist dies 1,000 deaths, the pessimist but one. I thought that was really insightful at the age of 17.
I like to boot the grime of this world in the crotch, dear.
What?
There's Morrissey Smith's song lyrics.
John Miller. Big Vic, I'm very thankful that as a Christian I'm allowed to eat pork. My life would be a lot different if the Holy Spirit had not clarified this to the apostles in the book of Acts. Oh my God. Yeah, I have friends that are my old gaming group. Half my old gaming group was Jewish. And if you live in New York City, you generally are an honorary Jew. Just the way you pick up, a lot of the Yiddish, and I certainly did.
Yeah.
But these brothers, and we're still friends to this day. We get together once a year. You would think that they would not eat bacon,
right?
But when we would do our food runs to Wendy's, we get bacon cheeseburgers. And I'd be like, guys, aren't you Jewish? And they're like, yeah, we're Jewish, except when it comes to bacon. I didn't argue. I was like, fine. they're like, God got it wrong when it came to bacon. Anything this good, can't be restricted. So, but as I've gotten older, I've been able to look back at events in my life and seen where something that looked really, really amazing and awesome to have achieved or have gotten, or should have happened, didn't happen. And one of the first of those such events, and in my later years, it's kind of easier to look back on and see. When you go back to your earlier years, sometimes you have like a lot of blind spots. But I was approached about a position at the NYPD museum as a police officer. This was probably back in, I don't know, 99, 2000. And I had a background in retail, and I had a history major. So I was a perfect candidate. I got called down for the interview. And at the interview, I bumped into a friend of mine who worked in the same precinct, same unit, just at different tours. He interviewed right before I did. And we both felt pretty psyched. And I hit it off with the lieutenant and the sergeant, and everything was good. Got a phone call at work with a message at the end of the week to get my letter of recommendation in. They were definitely going to pick me up, but they needed the letter of recommendation. So I didn't know how to go about that. Talked to my boss, who referred it to another sergeant, Sergeant Michelle Mason. And she was like the admin sergeant. And she's like, oh, okay, I'll get your folder. I'll take care of it. And I got a letter of recommendation signed by the then CO, and got my letter, and I faxed it over. And honestly, the next day I'm at work reading the New York Post, I think it was, and a headline: "Scandal at the New York City Police Department Police Museum." I went, "What the?" And apparently, this location, this museum, with a great detail, was using cops on overtime and straight time to do renovations at the sergeants and lieutenants' private homes out in Long Island. And the museum was being civilianized.
That's crazy. Because
Yes.
what if you don't have those skills? You're like,
Yeah.
And
Well,
you're not
you
supposed
learn.
to be doing it.
No, you learn those skills.
Oh.
You learn skills just to make sure you doing it. So that position, I was crushed. And then 2 months later, I have one of the civilian timekeepers come up to me, and she goes to me, "Stein." I'm like, yeah. She's, "Do you know you are being transferred to Comstead?" I go, "I'm being what to what?" "You are being transferred to Comstead." I go, "Well, how is that happening? I didn't put in for anything." And Comstat was the crime analysis unit and mapping, all that stuff. She goes, "I don't know. But they're going to tell you."
But it was in that same precinct?
Same precinct.
Oh,
She goes,
okay.
"They're going to tell you it's temporary, but it's not, because I was told to change your whole chart."
Oh, wow.
And honest to God, and who was the Comstat sergeant at that point? Michelle Mason.
Oh.
And I asked her afterwards, I go, "Why did you pick me up?" She goes, "Well, I had to do your letter of recommendation. I saw what you had achieved and what you had done, and I just knew how you were." And the CO at the time was not a guy I enjoyed working for, but he only stayed. He was only there for 3 days in that office once I was transferred to that position. When I saw him talking to what I thought was his son, but it wasn't. It was my future CO. That's how the size difference was. Paulie Mack. So Michelle and Paul McCormick have become close, personal, lifelong friends of mine, and connections both on the job and off the job. Paul's the one that called me up years ago. I was retired. And lad, it's Paul. I'm like, "Cap, what's going on?" He goes, "What the fuck is this I'm hearing with this Irish brogue that you didn't put in for the World Trade Center fund?" He goes, "You got fucking counsel for that shit, and I sent you down. You mother. You better. I got a lawyer. I'm gonna have him call you. Just all you gotta say is he can call me." I'm like, "All right, he can call me." "Good." "Oh, stupid. You gotta take care of Rachel and your son." So I mean, those are connections.
Yeah.
I didn't get the best job in the police department, and yet I got amazing stuff.
Well, you got the best people.
I got the best people. So I was like, "Holy crap." So you can look at that, right? And you can see where it could have gone, and you go, "Oh, this is where it did go," right? What looked like a huge negative. It's like, man, I'm never gonna have an opportunity like
Yeah.
this again. Has become something that set my career in a great and proper direction, all because of something that did not happen. So another event, uh, I inherited my son from my ex-girlfriend at the time. Uh, Chris is not my son by blood, but he's my son by my heart. And when his mother passed, he went
Mm-hmm.
from spending weekends with me to spending full time with me. And at one point, and he was angry with the world and angry with God and angry with everything. And he was worried about his grandmother, and he felt responsible for his grandmother. So he said, "I'm moving in with grandma." There was no. She had legal custody anyway. I just had physical custody. I had effective custody, I could say. And he moved in with grandma, and it crushed me. But at the same time, it meant that for the first time in well over a year, I was not a full time parent of an angry teen who hated the fucking world. I was I was in this, I don't know, middle ground. I don't want to say purgatory, but I was in this weird ass middle ground. But I had time, and that's when Rach reached out to me. She timed it perfectly in this gap because it wasn't long after Rach and I started, communicating and getting to know each other, and after that first
Mm-hmm.
date, where my son went, "Oh shit, I gotta come back because
Yeah, you'd be
somebody."
like, oh no, I got some crackheads on the corner. I gotta come back and live in Queens. I
Yeah,
don't like it
yeah,
anymore
yeah,
over
I can't live in
here.
public housing with you anymore, Grandma. I gotta go back to Queens. It's not safe for me here. It's safe for you, Grandma.
That was say for you, Grandma.
What actually happened is I picked him and his grandmother up from the airport coming back from Puerto Rico. They were visiting relatives.
Yeah.
And Chris, I picked him up at the airport. We go back to Manhattan to drop them off. And as we're driving back, he goes, "Grandma, I think I'm going to go back with Eric for the night because I still have stuff at Eric's house." All right. Yeah. So, but I'll walk you up. He walks her up. He gets his laptop and his most immediate important shit. And then that was it.
Here's back in for good.
But that's the time when I met Rach. At the time, I had the energy and the willingness to allow somebody to enter my life.
Mm-hmm.
And for that timing to happen required my son to literally crush my soul in the process.
Yeah.
But in the end, everything worked.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, Tom, nice phrase of Eric's. Not by blood, but my heart.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I still remember. God bless, his mother was still alive, and he dropped the F bomb in the car with me,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Dude," he was like 12, 11, 12. I'm like, "Dude, what are you going to do when somebody asks you where you learned that language?" He goes, "Well, if they ask me where I learned the word, I'm going to say my mother." I'm like, "All right, thank God." But if they ask me how I learned how to use it, I'm going to say my father, because holy shit, nobody curses like you do. I go, "What?" He goes, "You've got away with the word." Oh, cop, came along with it. So, uh, they're talking food in the background.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But Tom, there's a lot of not by blood, but my heart and my family, and it's the reason
Yeah.
I technically had four grandmothers and three grandfathers,
Aww.
and I can see that,
Yeah.
Tom. I mean, uh,
Yeah, there's a reason why people are given to us.
yeah,
Like the universe gives us people.
yeah.
You
So
know, especially kids, you know, like
yeah, so my
like you
son.
don't always have to birth them, but
Yeah, my son, his grandparents were divorced, but he had grandma. They had grandpa, and oh God, I can't remember her name right now, but Rafaela. Okay, but
oh
then,
yeah, yeah.
but then on my side, he had my mom and pop, which he never called grandma and grandpa, but you could see it was there. And then when he met Rachel's mother, it was immediate grandson coming into the family.
Oh yeah, my mom was ready for him.
Oh my God. So,
Yeah, she was always like, Rachel, how did you do that? How did you know that you'd be getting an older child? You know, that so I always envisioned myself like an adolescent, never a baby, you know, somehow, but then
oh yeah.
yeah.
So Don's like, sounds like to me like sounds like to me you both like me and Tina saved each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, the timing was perfect, and honestly, we were also at the point in our careers where we were settled, right?
Right. We'd reached we basically reached our goals,
Yeah.
gotten to like
Oh my God, the
where
karaoke's
we wanted
warming
it
up.
to go. I hear the feedback.
Tammy, as a child, I had a lot of moms and dads by heart. Thank goodness for that. Those people changed my life. I would
Yeah.
not be there where I am today without them. And I'll be honest with you, when I had Chris on the weekends, when his mother and I had stopped dating, and I realized Chris was my son by my heart, so we just basically shared custody.
Mhm.
It was awkward ever trying to explain to some woman that you met, and if you were talking about dating, to
Mhm.
explain, well, yeah, well, I can't do that day. I got my son. Oh, you've got a son? Well, technically, no. It's actually my ex girlfriend's son. But we dated for a number of years, and he became my son. Why would you keep in a relationship with a child that's you're no longer obligated to do so? It's like, well, never an
Well, I
obligation,
think they would look at it as, oh, he still has feelings for the
right?
mom and he's going back to the
Right.
mom. But it was different because she'd been passed away.
Well, when we met, but I mean, even
Yeah.
before that, it's just like it was just weird.
Yeah.
But Chris was always very much my kid. I remember going to a parent conference meeting when
Uh-huh.
PTA, and this teacher wound up being a loon job anyway.
Oh yeah, because she like
She locked herself in her classroom on one parent teacher conference day, so she wouldn't have to deal with the parents, and was doing dance in the classroom. You could look through the window, and she was doing her dance like I guess to relax her. But the prior
like a
time,
Tai Chi or something.
yeah, but the prior time, she was, she wound up walking behind like me and Chris going up the stairs, and she
Oh,
said,
she was like, "You guys walk the same. You
"Yeah,
guys look like father and son,
son,
even."
yeah," and it's like, okay, well, that's good,
Yeah.
you know.
Mhm.
RPG grandma, my husband and I constantly were in the same areas as kids, but never met till fate in high school. Ended up with me in a classroom with his high school instead of mine, and we
Yeah,
fell in
that's
love.
true. I mean, I we both worked in the Bronx. Like
Yeah,
he, worked a lot of his career in the Bronx, and then I worked
yeah.
probably the first, I don't know, 12, 15 years in the Bronx. So we were going around to a lot of similar
Similar clientele
places, or
and similar areas.
yeah.
I mean, so did you ever work at 315 in Fegs?
Yeah, I used to have to go like down there for like meetings and
Yeah,
trainings and
yeah.
yes.
So yeah, so and weirdly enough, Chris's grandmother, which
She worked down
she
at that one too.
she worked in Brooklyn,
Oh
but she'd
yes,
come
yes,
from
J
me.
Street. Okay.
She had a meeting at 315 one time, which is where I worked on
Yeah.
Hudson Street, and I'm going out for lunch, and she's out there with her coworkers, and
Yeah.
I hear Eric. I went,
Yeah.
Alba, what the?
Yeah, because of fags.
Yeah,
Because they had it all through the city. No
yeah.
more. There was a big corruption.
Corruption does everything in this city. I swear
Yeah,
to
there was a
God.
big corrupt scheme. And then so everything got farmed out to like the UJA or
Right. Oh, okay.
the Jewish Board or those kind of charities.
Yeah. Tammy, Tom and I were meant to be, no doubt about it. I don't believe in coincidences.
Yeah.
Tom and I met online and clicked instantly. They met in person, and it was like we knew.
Yeah.
That's pretty much with us too.
Yeah, it was always comfortable.
Yes, it was good, strange,
Yeah.
beautiful. And I
Yeah.
look, we're here, right? And then not too far not too distant in the past. Um, there's a current event going on in mostly my life at this point. Race has been conveniently left out of it, but that has been significant and at least financially, but also there's some stress. I didn't go gray over it or anything like that. Didn't lose any hair, but it's certainly in the background. I've taken a lot of entertainment value out of it.
I think we both have.
Yes. Oh my God, I haven't laughed so heartily.
Yeah, I guess
So
I wasn't that offensive, so I was left out of it.
yes. Look at her. She's a cute blonde, and she's blonde. She couldn't have done anything.
No,
She's too. Blondes are.
I look too innocent.
Oh my God, people should know. But in any case, well, this event that is, and it's still ongoing, right? The individual behind this event, well, I'm not going to name because it's kind of like Candyman, you name them.
It doesn't deserve to be
No.
named. So,
But this individual has done something that I never expected my 50s. It's in middle aged. I never expected in middle aged.
You see, God doesn't like ugly, so he, the good is going to prevail.
So because of this troll who's done everything in their power to attack me and my wife and Don and his wife
and everybody else and their wife.
If there is a woman, if they have an issue with you, Tom and Tammy, right? they attack the wife. And why did they attack the wife? Well, they attack the wife because they always figure that's the weak link. You don't understand. Our wives are our strength.
Yeah.
You're not attacking the weak link. What's that saying? What doesn't kill me makes me stronger. Well, I think you know what that means, but
yeah,
I have bonded bonds with these people, Don, who put together, like I said, the Gamers Health website. Oh my God, without being fucking asked, like the man's in my head saying this is something that we need. All right.
Well, it's so awesome because it was just like, oh, this is what I can do.
Yeah,
here we go.
Let's
do this.
So, I mean, we got Don and Tina, and it's like you're making not just a connection, but you're making a bond. The three males in this story: Tom, Tammy. Oh, sorry, Tom, Don. I don't know why I just come into this so often. Tom, Don, and myself. That it's like the Band of Brothers where you're under fire together and you're no longer thinking about your safety. You are thinking about the safety of the three of us. You think about everything comes in threes or comes in sixes where you bring the couples in, but that's three couples. So it's again threes. And what's the strongest way to build something, right? Three sides, right? The pyramid with three
the
sides.
triangle.
The triangle is the strongest structure. And I never in my adult life, and again, I have spent money on this harassing bullshit more than I should have because the cause was just. It's a just cause. And protecting my friends and being there for my friends, people that are as close to me as family members, is something that money cannot buy. And if you had told me at the beginning of this circus that this would be a result, I'd be like, oh, that ain't gonna happen. And now that the circus is going, and I can see the bonds that have been formed, I'm like, I wouldn't change it for the world. I am blessed.
Right, we have to go through certain things to get others.
Yep.
And you know what? Whatever. It's just a tax you pay for,
Yep. John, God bless you. My fiance brought me to the Catholic faith, which has helped me grow a lot. We're getting married in a week. Please pray for me.
Congratulations.
All right. So now maybe I should wrap this up with my pre-Canaan story.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
But they already went through their pre-Canaan. They don't need to.
No, they need
mornings.
Yeah, John.
If you're a new Catholic, just don't say nothing.
Sorry, John. Sorry you had to deal with this, Eric. Hopefully, this fellow will get what he deserves. I am confident that good will prevail in this, John. So here, you're. I Rach was raised Methodist. Let's say Baptist.
Mhm.
She's got a method to her. So she was raised Methodist.
Method to the madness.
I was raised Catholic. So part of the process, Rach was converting to Catholicism. And we had to go through pre-Canaan at our local parish. And Father Russell, nice guy, him and Rach hit it off. They hit it off because they both got their masters in social work from
At
Florida
University.
and oh my God, and this, did you know this? And I'm watching this
and
I'm
the
going,
professors and this and that.
and I'm sitting back going, this is going to be quick. It's going to be easy because this is like your pre-marriage counseling. Oh God, thank God it's going to be easy. What a waste of time this shit is. And it's going on, and then Father Russell asked Rach, how do you express your faith at home? And now, for those that don't know, police officers are taught to answer the most complicated or simple questions generally fairly quickly. All right? Because if you take too long to answer a question, usually you're going to have a wrong answer anyway. But usually we have a skill to have a good enough answer. Oh, Rach did not have that skill. Rach was like, "Oh, this is a great chance for me to brag about my husband to be."
Well, you also have to know, like I was, I had already been like into yoga and like integral yoga. They have it's like an integrated kind of religion, I guess, or an integrated kind of
faith,
whatever.
Whatever.
And so it's like all religions, and then the common denominator is the yoga, and just interesting. And so I was like, oh yeah, so he has all this, he's ordained.
All right, so Eric leads the prayers at dinner because he's ordained. And he looks at me.
Yeah, I was like, he's so spiritual, he's ordained.
Yeah. So he looks at me, and I went.
I didn't know that the Catholic faith was like exclusive, and that you couldn't check out, like, that you couldn't like. Check out what other pathways.
No, so I so again being.
So I came from paths are many, truth is one, and it's like no,
she's still
this is the only path.
Digging a deeper hole even now. Okay. So I already know. I'm not showing it on my face, but I'm already in that. Oh shit! Here it comes, and I know exactly where it's going to go. So I'm building my answer in my head, which has to be good enough. Doesn't have to be good. Has to be good enough. And so I'm like, and I know it's coming. So he sits a few more things to Rachel, and he goes, "Oh, so Eric, here it comes. You're not surprising me." All right, that was the whole thing. Like when you testified, I generally knew where the questions were coming from. It's when you surprise somebody with a question that you're like, "Ooh, I wasn't going to be surprised." So, Eric, explain to me how, as a Catholic, you are ordained. I went, well, all right, Father.
Yeah, I really didn't. Problem.
Don't worry, Rafe paid for it in the end anyway, and not from me. I extracted no price. Father Russell did. That was great. So in any case, as I knew it was going to go there, so I'm like, well, Father, and as I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to say it, my answer is already building in a little space for me to fill in the blanks. Like, Father, prior, I spoke about how I am a cancer survivor, and how I had Hodgkin's. And during that period where you think that, holy shit, I may die, I did a lot of reaching out with my spirituality and trying to figure out not just who I was, but what my connection to God was.
And it wasn't bullshit. It was true.
No, it was true. It was true. I just never should have. I should never been put in a position where I need to explain it. So I'm defending myself, Eric. Um, so, and I'm like, so, but what I did is that while exploring my relationship with God and my own fears, I was ordained, I believe, I think it actually was 4 times online. You got to keep some of the story. You got to 4 times. We were really serious. 2 times, Father. 2 times, just twice.
Well, maybe you just wanted the parking placard.
Yeah, well,
because one of them offered.
Yeah, I still have it somewhere. And he's like, so I go, but in the end, I'm Catholic. This was just my process of finding how connected I was to God. Good enough answer. I'm not saying it was a good answer. It was good enough. So as we're getting ready to leave, and I'm thinking, all right, we've escaped. We got through this. There is no toll to pay. Oh, by the way, Rachel. Thank God, whatever this is. By the way, Rachel, our grief counselor is retiring. You wouldn't happen to know anyone. She's new to the fucking, excuse my language. She's new to the fucking parish. The only person she knows in the parish, besides me, was my chief, who just happened to show up one day and tell me, "What the fuck are you doing here? I thought you were Jewish." But the only person certified to do grief counseling in that room, aside from Father Russell.
I was like, yeah, I think I might know something.
Yeah, I think I might know something. As we walked down, I went, you got nailed.
So
You're paying the price.
Ministry for 3 years.
Yeah. 3 years. 3 years for bragging about her husband to a priest. All right. So her intentions were good. Her penance was 3 years long. Or 12 if you consider being married to me a penance.
I was being jejune then.
What?
Jejune in my answer.
It's a new word that we learned today.
Not even like oops.
We're gonna include a new SAT segment.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
words I learned.
$20 words. That we learned from our lawyer.
Yeah, words I learned from my attorney. I'll take words I learned from my attorney for 200, please. Listen, folks. Negative events don't have to be negative. Okay? Look around you. When something shitty happens, I've always felt that there's a balance to the world, right?
Yeah.
And when a shitty event happens, look to see if there is a blessing or something nice that's happening at the same time. You might not see it if you don't keep your eyes open for it. I could very easily have just missed Rachel when the opportunity presented itself. I didn't. Thank God for that.
Well, yeah, whenever these things happen, it's like, you always have to look at how do you come back stronger and better.
Right.
I mean, this whole cancer thing,
Right. I mean, my congestive heart failure. My congestive heart failure saved my life. It's my personal opinion because it got me to change how I eat, to change my working out, how I sleep, how I spend my day. Congestive heart failure made me healthier. Yeah. So that's something else that I didn't even mention earlier.
Yeah.
One fucking troll, one life-sucking leech has bonded 6 people like you could never bond under normal times. And that is a blessing that I will take to my grave because you don't get blessings like that often.
No.
And it truly is a blessing. And I always close when we do a video, I thank God, right? I always say that little bit because even if you aren't a believer in religion, organized religion, and you know what? A lot of
Yeah.
people aren't. If it isn't God, there's an ultimate force. There is a fate. There is something that drives the world, and I certainly believe that. And I've never been arrogant enough to say that, hey, I'm Catholic and we're right and everybody else is wrong. I don't know. I won't know until I die, and maybe not even then. Maybe we're all wrong. I don't know. I
Mhm.
don't. But I am happy in having the faith that I'm at least partially right, and and that there is a supreme being,
Yeah.
and that there are plans for all of us.
Yes.
This is Christmas weekend, and like I said, I'm going to be doing a bonus video after this. It's not gonna. It's not gonna be it's not gonna be a Christmas special video.
Maybe a little grinchy.
Little Grinchy, um, a little go pound sand, but this is the weekend.
He's taking the elf on the shelf and
Oh,
smashing him down.
I'm gonna put the elf on the shelf on fire, and he's gonna run around in circles. But this is the weekend where if you are a Christian, you should just take a step back and look at yourself and just say, you know, people do these New Year's resolutions. Screw New Year's resolutions. Look at yourself, because if you believe in the faith, you're made in the image of God. We all look differently,
Hmm.
you know. But just say, is there something I can do to improve who I am, how I treat others, what I can be, and just take a moment of your life just to think about that. A little inner reflection. And maybe what you should be doing is the best thing I could be doing is, I don't know, cut back on carbs, cut out the sugary drinks. You know what?
What's the best way I can be kind to myself and
Yes,
be of service to others?
you
Is the
can't. You
question. Yeah.
can't help. What do they say on the airplane during that? Like, everybody watch me as they go through the motions. Secure your mask first, right? Secure your mask first. Because if you try to secure the mask for others, you might not have the oxygen to complete that task, and you won't have the oxygen to do it for yourself. You got to take care of yourself first before you can help others, before you can be of service, before you can do anything like that. So now I'm going to catch up on comments before we wrap this up. Don, yep, that is a blessing. Archie Grandma, you all are great folks. Don, you, Rach, Tom, and Tammy made the bullshit me and Tina have been through these past 16 months bearable. Tom, love you guys. Local Gumby. Yes. I know. Time zones suck. So, just a quick reminder, okay? Let me check my watch. So, we'll have a Gamers Health on the 30th, likely with one or two special guests. And then New Year's Eve, we're going to have a very special kick out the year.
New Year's countdown.
New Year's countdown. Most likely kicking off at 11:30 Eastern and wrapping up shortly after 1 a.m. Eastern or after midnight Central. And if you live out in Mountain Time or Pacific, I'm sorry, I can't. I'll be passed out long before then. Just saying.
Yeah, it's like, what were we doing? 4 hours.
Yeah. Grandma says, don't let the guy with many usernames get you down.
Love that. Love that.
Uh-huh. Don, the community also has helped us. You all are awesome and show why this community is so special. Yes. RG Grandma, I like that the dude of many usernames. Grandma, I wanted to bake cookies today. Instead, I was ambushed by a slippery doormat and stuck ovening my ankle and painting minis. Tom, Grandma again, Tom left. Well, that sums him up. He called me a liberal today and said I have been told and said I have been told to shut up for saying cool on Wizard Tower Games. There you go. Local 433 Gumby, basic principle in martial arts. How can you protect others if you can't care for yourself?
Yeah.
Yep. So it's so yeah, we hear the
More feedback.
More feedback. The karaoke's gonna come and take me away. Folks, again, have a blessed weekend.
Yes.
I mean that from the deepest parts of my heart. And I got a heart with congestive heart failure. It's got some pretty deep parts. Thank you. Other than that, as always, be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice, roll them well.
And take good care.
Take good care. I'll be back with another video tonight. I apologize in advance. I have to do this. My own sanity. My own sanity's gone anyway. All right. Have a blessed Christmas for those of you who celebrate. Catch you all later.
Bye.